Apollo capsule. And I have this little parachute on me right here, and I hooked well, I couldn't find the ring you had to hook it to because it had gold foil. We never practiced with gold foil.
Right.
So I had to spin around the helicopter to see where the ring was. And finally I found it. I peeled the gold foil away. I put the ring, the hook in the ring, and then I go and give everybody in the helicopter the thing up because it's like a ballet. You have a sequence
Timing.
that have to go. And at that point I was the fastest guy ever to hook up the capsule. Okay, so then the guys, they have the floating ring right here. They take this ring, they throw that out. It's all folded up. They throw that out, and they jump out of the helicopter to help me put the ring on. Then we have like a 4.5 hour process to get this whole thing going. But this guy's still back here. He's still flying the helicopter.
That's crazy.
With this little joystick.
And what are the other two guys doing? Just controlling the height?
Yeah, they're controlling the height. And this is like the micro. This is like the micro control right here, and he's talking constantly to the pilot. Yeah, you know, all this stuff is happening. Then once we get the ring around, after a couple hours, then we have this net, this crane that comes out. Oh, here it is right here. This thing right here. They have what they call a Willie Peter net. Lower this net down into water, pick up the astronauts, bring them in. So when the net's going in the helicopter's all over like that. So you have to physically grab the net like this, and then put your hand on the astronauts and pull them out and throw them in the thing because they're disoriented. It's really the net's really disoriented. So then you have to pull them out. Then they go onto when all three of them are in. They go onto the deck of the ship, and then we continue with the process.
That's pretty cool.
Then the helicopter only stays out in case there's sharks or something like that.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
So then,
Then
what do y'all do?
So this is what the guy.
this is the joystick. It's called a joystick, and he's actually controlling. He's standing on the door with a leash. He's hooked up like in the overhead, and he's got this leash on. And he's seeing what's going on out here, and he's controlling the helicopter. So he's really flying the helicopter. And the pilots are, you know, maintaining. Then once you get all that done, then they're just flying around.
How many times did you actually jump out of this thing?
Probably 100.
So you practice all the time on this?
3 times a day for 3 months. So I like this helicopter.
It's pretty cool.
I knew we were coming here today, so that's why I wanted to take a picture of the car.
So any other stories about this particular helicopter?
This particular helicopter did Apollo 8, 10, 11, 12, and 13. 11 was the first manned mission, and that was the big mission right here. So then after that, it was kind of anticlimactic, and then 13 had all the drama, and they all used it. And I believe that the same pilot commander was the same one who did them all. This guy was really good, Mr. Smiley. Yeah, I believe.
So come out here and explain the outside again. No, seriously, I'll put this on. I'll show people.
So Pete the Pirate was on Apollo 12, and he was on Apollo 13. And he was called the combat cartoonist. So he got permission to, actually Freddy the Frog at that time was greener. He got permission from the aircraft guy to put Freddy the Frog on here because it did all these Apollos. So Apollo 13, UDT 13 only did Apollo 12 and 13. Apollo 11, the big one, was done by UDT 11.
How many guys would be in here with you when you did the Apollo?
Well, there'd be 2 helicopters. So we would have the 2 pilots, the crew chief, me, and 2 other guys. So I was the first man out the door. I hooked up to the capsule. The 2 guys had the ring. They threw the ring out, jumped in, and helped me put it in. Then this helicopter would go up. Then they would bring the decontamination helicopter, and the decontamination man would get out of that, and he he would go to the rafts that we already had hooked up, and he would start the decontamination process. That he would open the door of the capsule, let the astronauts out, and assist them in going up to the net in this particular helicopter.
So you were not in the plane with, you're not in the helicopter with the astronauts?
No, we're always on the, we're riding the,
So you and the two other, were they both SEALs?
Yes.
You and the two other SEALs were around, at the capsule.
At the capsule.
They were in here, they
Right.
took off,
Right.
and then you got picked up by the...
And as soon as they take off, then we get to sit on the rafts. Otherwise, we're swimming out in the water for about 3 hours.
And that's when you got your foil?
That's when I acquired my foil.
Did you like look inside the capsule?
Oh, yeah.
Like, so you played around in there?
Oh yeah. No, we couldn't open the door. The door was shut.
So once they got out, you guys shut the door and you guys...
Oh yeah, you shut the door because they have all the moon rocks, and you don't want to lose the moon rock. If you go to lose the moon rocks, you're going to go to Leavenworth. If you open that door to grab in the moon rock, it's a Leavenworth. You might as well just away you go. Nobody would ever be that stupid.
Anything else?
That's it.
All right.
It's pretty cool. Fun.
Got a little artifact on this thing.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.